going straight ahead, though.
What would you like to say to the family? What would you like to say to the family?
Did you know he was 7 years old?
Did someone in a different gang put you up to this? Were you told to take out the shooting?
Is there anything you'd like to say?
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I'm innocent.
So good afternoon. Thanks for being here once again. Today I'm joined by members of JSO's Homicide Unit to update the public on the investigation of the murder of 7-year-old Breon Allen Jr. 2 weeks ago, we announced the arrest of 4 young men pertaining to this case, and I shared that more arrests were anticipated. This morning, Donte McGhee and Tavaris Kelly were arrested for murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit murder pertaining to the January 24th shooting that tragically ended the young life of Breon Allen Jr. and seriously injured Lafayette Mango. McGhee and Kelly are both 17 years old. They are the actual gunmen who carried out this horrific and brutal shooting. Kelly has additional arrest charge for possession of firearm by a juvenile delinquent, and he is prohibited from possessing a firearm. As I said before, this shooting was a culmination of escalating violence between 2 rival street groups. It was a targeted, planned act of bloodshed, one during which murderers clearly saw Breon walking innocently with the intended target, Lafayette. With these arrests, all the perpetrators of these senseless violence will now face the criminal justice system. Our agency will continue to work with our partners at the State Attorney's Office to ensure that the 6 arrested will be held accountable and receive the punishment that they rightfully deserve. Breon's parents have lost their cherished son. Their grieving process will never end, and our agency and our city will continue to stand with him and lift them up in our thoughts and prayers as these cases navigate the justice system. And I'll take any questions that you all might have at this time.
Sheriff, this has been now a number of arrests
Yeah.
in this case. How much has this case weighed on this department in bringing these people to justice?
So when you lose such a treasured child in a situation like this, and let me stress this, there's no murder that we take lightly, none whatsoever. But when you lose a child in that manner, it weighs on you. The hours that our partners put in at the State Attorney's Office, the hours that these dedicated detectives have put in, just evidence the fact that they hyper-focused on making sure we end these issues and we bring the perpetrators of this crime to justice. But it's a pretty heavy weight.
Sheriff, are more arrests expected?
No, this should end it in this case. But I can tell you this much. If they continue, in any of these groups could continue to do this kind of stuff, we won't rest. We'll put every one of them away. That's a guarantee.
And what would you like to say to the community?
That we're here and we stand with our community. We are members of this community that work hard every day, full-time job for us, to make sure we keep community members safe, and then bring those to justice that have done things like this. Completely unnecessary, completely horrible, and should never ever happen to anyone in our community, especially a young child, 7 years old.
Sheriff, how directly affiliated we've heard gang-related activities with this? How involved in other issues were these men in other gang activities? Are we talking drugs and guns?
Just associates, hanging out with people that are actually documented, that kind of stuff, and being around these individuals, not documented themselves, but just being around these individuals.
And those 2 individuals are affiliated with the same gang?
just hanging out, just doing things that they shouldn't do, hanging out with people they shouldn't hang out with.
Were those arrested possibly suspected in any other murders in Jackson?
There's more. We'll see. I can tell you that we're always looking, and there's cases out there that need to be addressed. So we'll see. I won't tell you yes, I won't tell you no, we'll see. Yes, sir.
Briefly, can you go any deeper into what events led up to the murder of a child?
No. I will tell you, like I said before, this is a case that now has to go through the justice system. So I don't answer them, not to be crude or anything else like that. I don't answer them because I want to make sure that the information, some of the very important information, is left for our trial. But I will say that Breon was walking outside with someone that is involved in this lifestyle, right? And I'm not speaking, I just know that he is. And he was the intended target. And one, it should never happen, even for the intended target to be hit. But for them to do that in such a callous, cold, senseless manner tells you what kind of people they are. I don't care that they're 17 years old, it doesn't matter to me. They don't care about people in this community, so let's put them where they belong. Let's not let them see the light of day ever again.
And Sheriff, just to clarify, this is now 6 total arrests?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you think this is a turning point in gang violence?
I think we've made a lot of strides in that direction for a while now. We're putting the right people in places where they belong, which is in prison or awaiting trial. We're going to continue to do that. I think a big reason we saw a decrease in what we saw last year, not all of it, but a big reason we saw the decrease is some of the things that we've done to try to prevent these things and finding the right people that are responsible for this stuff and getting them off of our streets.
Sheriff, what would you tell the other young people involved in gang activities?
Get out, quit, stop. There's a way out. Find something else to do with your time. Later for the excuses that kids don't have anything to do. There's a lot more to do. You can get a job someplace. You can do something other than commit acts of violence like this in our community. And if you don't get out, then we're going to come get you. Just the facts. We'll pay attention to you. We'll use all of our resources that we have to pay attention and get you off of our streets because this is ridiculous. It should never happen.
Sheriff, how were you able to make these 2 arrests?
A lot of hard work. From the day it happened, they've been working night and day, literally. A large team of people have been working night and day along with our partners at the state attorney's office to make sure that the case is very strong and we are prepared for the state to do what they need to do to continue on and take this case to a trial. So it's been a lot of hard work, but it's been going every day, all day. I'm getting updates all the time about what's going on, and it's very gratifying to be able to at least give mom, not necessarily any closure, because you don't ever close up a wound like this, but to give mom something to rest on, knowing that she has her agency and her city standing behind her.
And just to clarify, which game were these 2 individuals playing?
I don't remember. Which one is it? Get back.
6 block.
Okay, does the sheriff's office, is there any youth gang programs that you guys could see starting up?
I probably said this about no less than 100 times. We have a violence reduction section totally committed to trying to help these young men find themselves in a position where they don't have to go to prison. They don't find themselves murdered. They don't murder someone. We go out every Thursday and we knock on doors and talk to young men that we know are involved in some of this stuff. It's up to them to make a choice. It's up to you to decide whether you want to be involved in it or not. You can laugh it off and say that it's not the case, but I can promise you that we're going to find you in a grave, we're going to find you shot in the street, you're going to shoot someone, we're going to put you in prison. Those are the facts. The evidence bears itself out. We've been doing this since 2016. This has been a long effort in our community, in our sheriff's office that we've been doing, that will continue as long as I'm here.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all. Thanks for being here.